Let's get it, Dave.
You guys ready?
Ready.
Okay, first thing you're going to check is your engine oil level. You want to make sure it is filled to the proper level with no contaminants. Okay. Next, check your air compressor. Make sure it is securely mounted, it's not damaged, it is not leaking, and it is gear driven. Right underneath that is my power steering pump. I want to make sure it is securely mounted, it is not damaged, it is not leaking, and it is gear driven. Okay. Next, I'm going to move out here to my steering column. Make sure it is securely mounted and not bent. I will check my gearbox. I want to make sure my gearbox is securely mounted, it's not damaged, it's not leaking, which this one is. I will check my hoses coming off my gearbox. Make sure they're securely coupled at both ends. No ABCs, not leaking. Now I will check my steering linkage. I will check my pitman arm, my drag link, my steering arm, my tie rod and tie rod ends. I want to make sure they're all securely mounted with castle nuts and cotter pins, and I want to make sure they are not bent or damaged. Okay. Next, I'm going to move to my bushings are in place. They're not damaged. Then I will check my leaf springs. I want to make sure my leaf springs are not cracked, shifted, missing. I want to make sure they're held on with 2 U-bolts and 4 nuts. And the last thing I'll check on my suspension is my shock absorber. I want to make sure it's securely mounted at both ends. Both bushings are in place. I want to make sure my shock is not damaged and it is not leaking. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to my brake system. I'm going to check my brake air line. I want to make sure it is securely coupled at both ends. No ABCs, and it is not leaking. I will check my brake chamber. I want to make sure it is securely mounted, it's not damaged, and it is not leaking. I will check my slack adjuster and push rod. I want to make sure they're not damaged, they are securely attached with pins and cotter pins, and then I'm going to check it for 1 inch of free play. The way I do that is I'm going to chalk the wheels, release my brakes, I'm going to pull on it. I don't want it to pull out more than 1 inch. Next, I will check my brake lining or my brake shoes. Make sure they're securely mounted. They are not damaged. Must have at least 1/4 inch of material left. And I want to make sure there's no grease or oil on them. The last part of my brake system is my brake drum. I want to make sure it is securely mounted. It's not damaged, no cracks or illegal welds. Then I'm going to check my inner and outer rim. I want to make sure there's no bends, no cracks, illegal welds. I will check my lug nuts. I want to make sure they're all present, none loose, damaged, or missing. Then I'm going to check my hub seal. I want to make sure my hub seal is securely mounted, it's not damaged, it is not leaking, and it is filled to the proper level. Then I will check my sidewalls of my tires, no ABCs. Then I will check the tops of my tires for ICDs. I want to make sure it's inflated to manufacturer spec. The condition, I don't want to see any cupping or uneven wear. Tread depth up here, no less than 4/30 seconds. And no retreads. Any questions on any of the stuff I went through? Did you see how I went from there, here, down,
Top to bottom.
over here, and worked my way on out?